5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Listen, hey guys, I miss y'all. Let me tell you something. I really don't know what the hell I'm doing, right? So I had started, I was talking, I have my guests in the background, because I try to act like I know what I'm doing, right? And I hadn't even started the stream. So I'm talking to myself, right? So I had to start over. So again, I love y'all. I miss y'all. I am so happy to be back on. This is season 3. I got a dope ass poet slash MC coming on tonight. She's just so humble and so dope. But before I get to that, right, I am going to say this. Tamika's not here again. I have to share that because y'all already know I be messing stuff up while I'm online and whatever. But y'all already know how I move, so we already know. So just laugh, and we just gonna laugh, and we gonna have fun. And so let me do my intro again. We got to start over. Okay. Welcome to Uptown with Mona. We meet every Monday at 7 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook. Please go to Uptown with Mona /Baudet on Facebook and join. That page is feeling really lonely. Also, uptown.with.mona on Instagram is also, you guys are not showing the love on those pages. I need y'all to go there and join and do something, right? And if you'd like to donate to Uptown with Mona, my Cash App is #Uptown with Mona. If you have an interesting story, if you're a poet, a singer, a dancer, etc., and you want to be interviewed or know someone that wants to be interviewed, that you think should be interviewed, hit me up on uptownwithmona@gmail.com. Also, March 25th, 2025 at Comedy in Harlem on 147th Street and St. Nicholas Avenue at 7 p.m. Tease Me Tuesday. Let me tell you something. Used to be called The Naughty List, but it's an all erotic poetry show. And we're 147th Street and St. Nicholas Avenue. We start at showtime is at 8 o'clock. We have poetry, we have adult games, we have adult conversation. We have a lot of stuff we'll be doing throughout this is for the adult crowd, and we just be having a lot of fun. So if you want to cop your tickets, you can cop them through me, or you can go on my page. I think there's a link on my page for the Eventbrite page. You can get your tickets there. If you're a poet and you wanna, if you're a poet, or you think you're a poet, or you want to try to be a poet, you can join the I forgot what they called it. You can pop your cherry on our stage. Bottom line, you can pop your cherry on our stage, and we just, we have fun. We enjoy new poets coming up to hang out with us. So, but all right, let me get to the nitty gritty. Cause my homegirl here, let me tell you something about this young lady. Her name is Elsie the Poet. Dope ass poet. She's been, when I had my open mic, she used to frequent my open mic. Very quiet, very timid, she was very, she's so humble, such a sweet young lady. Never, she's not very confrontational. She's just a sweet girl, but she's dope as fuck on the mic. That's all I'm gonna say. So let me bring her up. And hold on one second. What am I doing here? All right, let me bring her up, and we're gonna applaud her for a moment, and we're gonna, oh my God, I'm so happy to see you.
Yes!
Girl, it is so, because I follow you, and I was following you and all the things that was going on, and I was like, she's such a sweet girl. Why is she going through all this stuff? You know? And but you're just such a sweet person. So
Thank you.
dope and such a dope ass, very dope MC.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
very dope MC. Very dope. So, here we are. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
thank you for thank you for hanging out with me
Of
and
course.
for however long we need. I don't even care. It doesn't matter what time we here as long as we need, right? And yeah. So the my show goes, I ask you 16 questions. I call it 16 bars, and we just, I don't get too personal. We just hang out and have a good time. All right. So you ready for the first question?
Yes.
All right, here we go. First question. Can you tell us about your early life in the Bronx and how it influenced your journey into hip hop?
Okay. So, I was born in Bronx, Bronx Lebanon Hospital,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in the Bronx for like my first year being a baby, and then my mother, she sent me to my aunt's house
Okay.
in Central America.
Oh,
So
wow.
yes, so I
What
was
part?
raised in Honduras.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I was raised there from like 1 to like 5 or 6,
Mm-hmm.
and I came back to America. So my
Mm-hmm.
first language was Spanish, and
Wow.
so I came here not knowing anything in English. I had to learn English, and
Wow.
yeah, it was like a culture shock for me because like I wasn't used to the city. My first memory was just like in an old town where you had to like walk far away just to get water,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm.
so like it was a big culture shock for me. It took a
Right.
long time for me to accept like that I was living in this city.
Right.
But
Like, where the hell? Why? What?
yeah.
Like, what?
Exactly. So like
What? Yeah,
yeah.
I get it. I get it. It's crazy. And it's funny. It's funny, but not funny. I'm Cuban, half Cuban, half black. I'm mixed, right? And growing up, when I was a baby, my mother worked a lot. My mother was a school teacher. God bless her. And she would work before I started kindergarten. I learned how to speak Spanish before I spoke English too, because my grandmother was like, no, you're going to speak Spanish and English because you're Cuban. You need to learn both languages. But as I got older, I speak Spanish now, don't get me wrong, but I don't know what I used to know back in the day, but I know enough to like, you know,
Get around and
to
stuff
get
like
around and get my point
that.
across. Wow, that's dope. So
Yeah,
how did you feel when you first, so how old were you when you came back to New York?
I was like 5 or 6.
And you came back to the Bronx.
Yeah, back to the Bronx.
What year was that?
1999.
Oh my God. 99.
99.
I forget how young you are. 99. Oh my God. So you need to tell me, so how did you learn? Because you speak very good English now. I mean, some people, they come from another country and they've been here 20 years and they still don't speak English properly. They still speak like Spanglish,
Right. Well, that
you
was
know?
because I went to English schools.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like
Mm-hmm.
I was in bilingual classes, and then once I got better at my English, they just like threw me into the English classes.
Okay.
And it's
Right.
crazy because like I don't even remember like the process of learning English. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember picking up the English and then just speaking
Right.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
I think young people in general pick things up faster anyway.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
my grandson, the professor, he's 11, and I be telling him, I'll ask him, Jason, how do you do this or whatever, and he'll say, Grandma, you don't know how to do that? That's so easy. Look, you do it like, and I'm like, look, little boy, just fix it for me. That's all I need you to do. Yeah. So young people are just so, they pick up
Hmm.
so fast. I understand that. I understand that. So wow.
Hmm.
Alrighty, let's go into question number two.
Hmm.
What inspired you to start emceeing, and how has your style evolved over the past 7 years or so? Seven to
Okay.
10 or whatever, many years.
So what made me start rapping was actually my brother. He used to rap,
Mm-hmm.
and when I was little, like he used to like have people come over and he would like have like freestyle battles with his friends. And I was like really intrigued by it. And I used to ask my brother, like, oh, I want to say something. I want to say something. He would push me away, be like, go to your room, go to your room. And then one day I got so mad of being rejected by him that I just started like
Mm.
writing disses about him. And
Right.
then so like I just started writing, and then like I ended up performing one of my pieces at a school,
Mm-hmm.
and because I got so much feedback, I was like, oh, well, maybe I could start doing this for real, you know? And then I just started creating other songs and then learning how to like master my craft. And like it went from me like trying to compete with my brother to actually like falling in love with like writing and doing
Oh, how about
poetry.
that?
Yeah. And for the past 7 years, like I've definitely did like a lot of experimentation. Like I've learned how to film my own videos. I've learned how to record my own audio, mix,
Mm-hmm.
master. I did my first EP like by myself in my own studio. And so it was just very, very different, very new.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like exciting for me because over like me, I've been rapping for 18 years. So like when I my first like 10 years, like I wasn't really getting like the kind of support that I wanted as far as like getting studio time,
Right.
photo shoots, music videos. Like, I didn't really have like a budget. So it was kind of
Mm-hmm.
really hard. So like when I
Mm.
started making my own money, I said, you know what? I want to start doing things myself so that I
Right.
don't have to keep spending money, money, money on services when I can just learn the skill and I can have it forever.
Wow. I wish I
Mm.
would have known that back when I was doing my open mic, because I had people come here because I had a studio.
Oh
Yeah, I had a
wow.
studio. I don't have a studio no more. I still do music a little bit here and there, but I helped a lot of poets out with I have some music. I'll send it to you. You can hear some of the stuff that I did for them. I have like one or two CDs, one regular, one erotic, because Mike Fiends was always, it always started out one way and always ended up like a nasty potty mouth party, you know. Yeah, I get, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It
But yeah,
is.
yeah, but I understand because when I started doing music, because I do a lot more house music, right? I'm a house music artist. And I would hit up the DJs. Did you do it yet? Are you done yet? Are you done yet? And they would stop calling me and block me because they was like, this chick is calling and harassing me, and I'm trying to finish her music. And then one day I was like, you know what? I called my manager. I'm like, look, somebody need to teach me how to do this so I could start doing my own, so I could stop bothering these people. And I don't know how I started. I would just ask questions. How do you do this? How do you do this? Show me how to do this. And then I started. So now I could do my own. The only thing I don't know how to do is make a whole track. That's the only thing I don't know how to do. Everything else, I could lay the music. I could do some mastering. I'm not really that good, not that prolific at mastering, but I'm pretty good. Um, so yeah, yeah. The best thing we can do for us ourselves is to learn how to do the shit ourselves. That way we ain't gotta ask
Hmm.
nobody.
Exactly. And one thing about me, like before years ago, I used to be afraid to ask for help. Like I would be needing all types of help with different things, but I just like well, I was afraid to ask for help because I was afraid of being rejected.
Ah, but you're
Yeah.
so quiet and so she's so quiet and so timid. Except when you
Yeah.
got on the mic. Except when you got on the mic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would save my energy. I would save my energy just for the
Mm-hmm.
mic.
Yep. Hold on. Let me I wanted to play. I want y'all to hear. Let me see if I can find it. I want y'all to hear maybe a little piece of her, a little 15-second. Let me see if I can get it up, pull it up. Okay, let's see. Let me hear.
My heart open to you. I don't wanna let you go. I want the marriage, but you say we gotta grow. Been about a year, I've been patient with you, nurturing, conversing, and loving on you. My loyalty is true. I just wanna follow through. My love.
Oh yeah, that's her. See, she seems so timid, but she get on that mic and she kind of just she just goes for it, and that's dope.
Thank
Mm-hmm.
you. Yeah, that song actually was one of the songs that I recorded in with my own equipment and I
I
mixed
could tell. I
myself.
could. Yeah. Yeah. I've done this. I have a few tracks on online that I did it myself, or I asked a friend to hold the camera while I do this. Just hold the camera for me because I can't do it myself. Hold the camera. It's so much
Yes.
better because you get to create it the way you want to create it, what you
Mhm.
envision, not what somebody else envisions.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
I
That
understand.
creative control is everything.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, so let's go to number three. Question number three. You identify as an old school hip hop artist. What does that mean to you, and how does it shape your music?
So, the reason why I identify as old school hip hop artist is because like the way that hip hop has changed now is completely different from
Mm-hmm.
how it was back then. So like
Mm-hmm.
what I try to do with my style is like I try to like give those people like reminders like look like the original hip hop sound is like the true essence, from the golden era, like when bars really mattered and the way you flow, speaking clearly and not mumbling, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to like show everyone, especially like up like people who want to be artists, especially female artists, that it's like you don't have to sound like everybody else. You don't have to sound like how the new sound is because like that's
They all sound the
they
same.
all sound the same. And then back
Mm-hmm.
then, it's like everyone had their own style, but everyone was understood, and then everyone was fired. So it was
Mm-hmm.
like, I definitely like old school is the best school. It's kind of like,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's kind of like with medicine, like old remedies,
Yep.
remedies is the best medicine
That's right.
than the processed stuff that they make now.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. Yep. That makes
yeah.
a whole lot of sense.
Hmm.
So now let me see. Okay, one of my questions here says, as a DJ, are you DJ also, right?
Well, I learned how to DJ, but like I didn't do it as a profession.
Okay, because it says my question was because I got my questions off of AI. All right, I'm gonna just let you know right now. I got my questions. So I took a synopsis of your from your Facebook or something, and
Hmm.
I and get that questions. And that question says, as a DJ, how do you approach curating your sets with what genre and or artists do you feel most connected to?
So like artists I feel connected to, I
Mm-hmm.
would say like EPMD,
Mm-hmm.
Rakim,
Mm-hmm.
Gerald the Damager, Lauren Hill, Tribe Called Quest,
Mm-hmm.
and like 80s and 90s artists. And I also like I love 70s R&B, like Isley
Yes.
Brothers, Al
You
Green.
are also you're an old soul because that's the music I was listening to when I was when I was like 10, 9, or 8 or something like that.
Yes, definitely
Mm-hmm.
love me 70s R&B. James Brown, all of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. That's the best music because this music today is so it's crap. It's crap.
Exactly.
It's crap. I'm telling you, it's crap. Some of it I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna give it a pass, but a lot of it,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
like, what were you thinking, and how are you making money doing this?
Hmm.
It just sucks. It just
Exactly.
sucks. So I know Tamika's my background girl. She just take care of everything for me. Tamika, hi Tamika. I see you here and you made a comment. I just want to say hi and I miss you. And you need to come back because I'll be messing stuff up again. I did it again. All right, let's go to question 4. How are your children, by the way?
Doing good, doing good.
And you have
I have two boys.
wow,
Yes,
two baby
ages
boys.
11 and 7.
Look at that.
Yes, they are
Wow.
growing up so fast.
Tell me
And
about it. You're gonna look up again and they're gonna be looking at you like you're gonna be looking at them like this. My grandson just turned 18. He's 6'3".
wow.
and he be looking down at me. I'd be like, bro, don't be looking at me like that, because I'll still punch in your face, bro. He says, Grandma, why you be talking to me like that? Like, because you need to know. You need to know. He'd be like, my grandmother's crazy.
Oh my
I
goodness.
know, right? So question 5. Can you share a memorable experience from your time in the music industry that stands out to you?
Okay, so a memorable experience for me. I have a few, but
You could tell me all of them, whatever you want to talk
okay.
about, whatever you want to talk about.
Okay, so one of my memorable experiences was rapping on a train.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I first rapped on a train, I was like 14.
Mm-hmm.
It, yeah, and like I was like really nervous at first. But I was like, I gotta be brave. And I did it, and I made my first $30.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was just like, whoa. Like I've never seen, myself, I never seen like money like that in
Mm-hmm.
such a short period of time. Like I
Right.
made it like probably like less than 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh snap. Like I'm gonna
You said,
have
oh,
money for
snap.
soon. Yeah, and I'm like 14. I just got my work permit. I was applying for like Foot Locker and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I was too young for certain jobs. So I was just like, I need some money. Like I need some money. So like that started becoming my hustle.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was like, I gotta like write new music. Like it inspired me to write more things because it's like um the way I was rapping on the train, like I had a routine. So then there
Mm-hmm.
was certain people in certain days I would see some of the same people. So I'm
Right.
like, you know what? These people I already seen, they already heard what I just said like yesterday. So
Right.
I want to start writing new rhymes so that I could like spit different rhymes on the train, like the same 16 every Monday, another 16 every Tuesday. Like I was coming up with different routines, but it was helping me
Right.
better my writing. So it gave
Mm-hmm.
me like time to like, better my craft that way too.
Mm-hmm.
And another memorable experience for me was when I did the Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival in
Okay.
like 2014 or 15. I think it was 2015.
Mm-hmm.
It was the year that Jay Electronica was there and
Okay.
Jay-Z before he grew his hair out.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like my very first like official concert, like like big street concert that I ever performed in. I was just like really excited. And that was like motivation for me because I'm like, okay, like I've been doing this for a while. I'm finally doing like a concert. Like now, like
Wow.
I need to start setting some goals on like what I want to do. And like I was like, next thing I want to do, I want to start traveling. Cause
Mm-hmm.
like I did a hip hop tour. That was another
I saw that because I'm telling you, I follow you. I was like, how? I'm like, you was just in Greece, right?
yes, yes,
Dope,
yeah,
very dope. How was
yes.
that?
Oh
What was
man.
that about? Where did you go? How many places did you hit? And did you
Mhm.
perform? How did that go?
So basically, I went to 5 countries.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I performed in France.
Mm-hmm.
And I did music videos in like every country that I went to.
Wow.
Yeah. And I met people along the way and I was able to network.
Mm-hmm.
I also like vlogged, like my experience and stuff too. Like I'm gonna be putting that up soon. And
I can't wait. I want to see it
yeah,
all. I want to see it all.
yes. And then like the hip hop scene in France is insane. Like
Really?
oh my gosh, I was just so amazed by like it made me feel like I was in New York in the 90s. That's how it made
Mm.
me feel because like I would have thought that like, not a lot of people come out to shows and things like but these shows in France get crowded and they stay. Like they don't leave early. Like they be there. Like I ended
Wow.
up leaving like 2 in the morning and everybody was still there, was still packed. I'm like, dang, y'all
And they were
don't
still
sleep?
partying.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, y'all don't sleep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like it was just amazing. Like it was an amazing experience. Like
Wow.
the people who didn't even know English, like they was rocking with me, and like it was amazing. Like I was just like, I want to go back.
How about that? So you
Yeah.
hit where? You went to France, you went
hmm
to Greece, where else?
London
Mm-hmm.
and Spain and
Uh-huh.
Egypt.
And where?
Egypt.
Wow, Egypt.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
I went
You
to
went
see
to the
the
pyramid.
pyramid.
You went to the
Yep.
pyramids, right?
Yep. I
Everybody
had
does that. Everybody goes to the
to.
pyramids. Wow.
I had to. That was actually like when I was like 16, that was like
Mm,
one of my dreams to go see the pyramids.
right.
Yeah, I seen a picture of Malcolm X on like in Egypt. I was like, "Oh, I want to go."
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then I was like, that's like my bucket list. I have to go see the pyramids.
Wow,
And
that's dope. I ain't been
finally.
nowhere. I ain't been nowhere. I
Yeah.
swear. I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you watching you move,
Oh.
man. I've been following you for a minute. I've been following you for a long time.
Yeah, we know each
Mm-hmm.
other since like what 2009.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
was
Because
still a
I
kid.
started. You were right. I started doing microphone fiends. I think either 2000. It was either. I think it was 2010. I started microphone fiends. 9 or 10, one or the other. And
Hmm.
you've been coming ever since. Whenever I had a show, you would always pop up. I was like, she's so
Yeah.
sweet, so quiet, unlike some of these other people. She's so quiet. I didn't know how dope you. I knew how dope you were, but I didn't really know how dope you were. You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's crazy. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Let's go. Let me see. Number 6. You have a diverse range of talent, including acting and photography. How do these different art forms intersect in your creative process?
So definitely like as far as like photography, like I know what I like to see. Like I'm
Mm,
very big on like high quality motion pictures, high quality anything. So like
mm-hmm.
I'm always like studying like different cameras, like what's the difference between one quick camera and the other camera. And like I do comparisons based off of like my liking. So like I like things to look cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
And so like when I use that skill, like
Mm.
I put it into like when I do my own music videos,
Got
like
it.
I have a certain look that I go for.
You
And
have a
then like
throwback look. You have a throwback
yeah,
look. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
exactly. And then like as far as acting, like that's something that I like to put into my videos because it's like if I'm like doing a heartbreak song, I gotta be into character. When I'm doing like a hype song, I gotta be into character. Even if I'm having a bad day, like I need to know how to be in character for the
Right.
camera so
Right.
that my projects could come out the way I needed to come out. Like when I was in Greece, I did did my own music video for a song that I'm gonna release soon,
Mm-hmm.
called Tell Me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a love song. So
Okay.
like I wasn't having a bad day, but when I got in that pool was so cold and like, oh my gosh, like it was difficult reciting my rhymes while feeling this cold, cold water. So like the acting skill had to be there at
On
that
point.
moment.
You had to act like that water was the
But
best thing that ever
yes,
happened. Meanwhile, inside you're like, it's fucking
yes,
cold. Right,
yes. It
right.
was freaking freezing. I was like, I'm not stepping foot in that pool ever again.
Wow. So how did the video come out?
It came out great. Like it
Really?
came
You
out.
didn't look like you were freezing?
No, I didn't look
I
like I was
can't
free.
wait. When is that video gonna drop? When that video gonna drop?
So I don't have a specific date yet, but I did put out a preview on my YouTube
Okay.
of like a little 20-30 second like preview of like showing
Okay.
the scenery of Greece and then
Mm-hmm.
just like doing a narration to
Wow.
amp up the video.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta talk after. We gotta talk about this. 'Cause I do photography too. I'm a photographer. I do
Ooh,
photography. I used to do video. It's just too time consuming and very tedious and
very
very
editing.
tedious.
Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh.
Yeah. I did a couple of my own music videos, and I was like, I'm not doing this shit no more. Because I want to do a few videos of some other stuff, but we'll talk about that after after the show. This is about you right now. It's about you. So we gonna talk because we're gonna do some work together. We need to do some work
Yes.
together. All right. Number 7. What motivated you to pursue filmmaking and directing, and what stories do you hope to tell through your medium?
Yes. So basically, with filmmaking and directing, so I would say I had auditioned
Mhm.
2015.
Right.
I auditioned to be Roxanne on Netflix.
Did you?
Yeah, I did an audition and
Mm.
I didn't get the call back. So
Okay.
I was very, very like disappointed and like discouraged.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like stepped away from like the acting scene, and I was just like, I was just, like at that time I was like still taking rejection deeply, like the hard way. So
Right.
like, yeah, so time went by, and when I started doing my own music videos, I was like, you know what, like I can do some films with my camera.
That's
So I
right.
don't have to do an audition
That's
to be in a
right.
movie when I could just do my own
How
movie.
about that?
So I actually did my first short film last summer,
Okay.
and it's called Unsheltered. And I
Mm-hmm.
actually shared my experiences of homelessness
Okay.
when I was 18 years old. I had got kicked out for
Mm-hmm.
no reason, and I had to survive. And
Okay.
I did a short film about how it was for me being an 18-year-old homeless girl in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
I need to
it,
see that. I need I need
yeah.
I need to check all that out. I had to check all your stuff out. You are
Yeah.
so multi-talented. It's
Thank you.
and you don't even you're not arrogant, and which is what's so dope about you because you're not arrogant. You're not, yeah, well, I'm here and I'm doing this and I've done this and la 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 la. That's you. I love it.
Thank
All
you.
right, question number 8. How do you think hip hop can play a role in inspiring the youth? And what message do you want to convey through your art?
Okay. So basically, the point of hip hop was to spread a message, spread positive
Mm-hmm.
messages, and inspire people and bring unity. So like I feel like that's something that should continue going. And
Mm-hmm.
like what I want to do is like I want to show people through example and also through my music that whatever you want to do, you can do it, you can make it happen. Like
Absolutely.
like when I first started rapping, I thought that I was gonna need a record deal to travel overseas to do a show. And when I did it myself, it's like I didn't need a record deal for this. Like I was able to do all of these things myself. It's just about putting yourself out there and not being afraid to be your true self. And you're gonna attract the people that you need in your life as
Mm.
long as you stay, true to yourself and be yourself and not try to be a copycat and be
Mm.
authentic,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like with those experiences, it taught me that like, okay, anything is possible, because it starts with the mind of manifestation, and then you got to get to the action, like action plan, how you're going to do it, set of short-term goals, long-term goals. And as long as you're consistent with the things that you want to do in your action plan, then it's definitely possible. Certain things may not happen at the time that you want it to happen, but as long as you just continue doing what you love to do and what you want to do, it's going to happen. It's just
Mm.
bound to happen, So I try to definitely show that through my music and through
Wow.
my art. Yeah.
Wow. That was a complete sentence. That was a complete answer, girl. All
Thank you.
right, number 9. As a B girl, how did you get into breaking, and what do you love most about the dance culture?
So I was learning how to break back in
Mm-hmm.
like 2012. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
2012. I was learning how to break, and it was very difficult for me. Like I was just like, whoa, like some moves are like making it really feels like my bones are breaking. Yes. And what got me into breaking really, like, for real, like, I was really intrigued by, like, when I seen breakdancers like doing flips and things like that. I
Mm,
was like, I want to learn how to do that. So I
mm,
started like putting myself into dance circles and like supporting dancers in their break battles. And
right.
then like a lot of dancers, they had like sessions, like dance sessions where they would
Yes.
just like practice and things
Yes,
like
yes.
that. So I would like attend those so I could learn a couple moves.
Mm,
And it was really fun. Like I had a lot of fun being in a dance culture. I didn't become a pro at dancing, but
right.
I did get to learn a thing or two, and I had a good time.
You're better
Would I
than
go?
me. Better than me. Let me tell you something. Because I grew up in that culture.
Hmm.
And I'm trying to do five things at the same time. And so what happened, it had to be like 80, maybe 81, 82, 81 maybe, or 80, 81. Wiggles, Mr. Wiggles. I grew up
Hmm.
with Mr. Wiggles. He was my neighbor. He lived across the street. Him and his sister Dina, they would be in the hallway. Come on, Mona. We're going to teach you how to break down. I was like, that shit looks weird, man. I don't want to learn how to do that. I wish I would have paid attention because, oh my God, they are going all over the world. They doing this. I interviewed Dina like 2 seasons ago. I interviewed her, and her and her homegirl Wanda, I forgot what they were called, but they dope dope B girls, and they was doing it too. I'm like, man, I was a B girl, but I was a B girl that's standing on the sideline like this. That was me. That was me. I didn't really, but then I fell in love with a whole different form of music, which was house music. That's where I went from hip hop
Hmm.
to house. But hip hop is always gonna be in my blood. I'm from the South.
Hmm.
I grew up in the South Bronx. I'm from the South Bronx.
Yeah.
That's where we come from. That's right. That's where we come from. But I live in Harlem. I've been in Harlem longer than I've been in the Bronx. But I grew
Hmm.
up. I was born and raised in the Bronx. So yeah, I
Hmm.
seen a lot too. Yeah. But man, you should have kept with it. You could still
Hmm.
do it. You're still young enough. You could still get into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, no, I'm a rapper. I'm an MC. She says, no, lady, I'm good. Number 10. Okay, you had mentioned the importance of consciousness in your work. Can you elaborate on what that means to you as an artist?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So consciousness to me is being aware and aware of who you are, aware of your history,
Right.
aware of cultural diversity,
Right.
and anything that has to do with learning about people and us and where we come from. And I feel like that is something that's very important in being an artist, is knowing where the culture came from and where it was inspired by, and the root of the culture and how that began. And
Do you
also,
know that?
so yeah, I know about hip hop
Let me
history.
hear it. Let me hear it.
1973 in the Bronx, they had, they had parties in 1520 Sedgwick, you know, DJ scratching, break battles, MC battles, and like hip hop was all about peace, love, unity, happiness, and having fun, and Zulu Nation was formed, and
Mm-hmm.
the point of Zulu Nation was to bring all the gangs together to have peace, and yeah, and from there, like hip hop was, it just was hip hop, became called hip hop, and
Right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just checking, girl. I'm just checking. I want to tell the audience I am here interviewing. All right, while she get herself together, I'm here interviewing my homegirl, Elsie the poet, the MC, the breakdancer, the photographer. I'm interviewing her, and if y'all have any questions, feel free to ask the question. I'll ask her. You know, yeah, hip hop. I remember
Yeah.
going to my first party. I was 14. They had a party at Stevenson, in the gym of Stevenson High School. They had a
Wow.
party back there. I met my first boyfriend there. He was a DJ. Ever since, I've always had a thing for DJs. I always seem to end up with a DJ. Why? Because I love music. Music is in me. You know what I mean? And just like you, music, it's just where we come from. That's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
remember going to my first hip hop party, and I was like, wow, I like this. I
Yeah.
like this. It was cool.
Yeah.
I used to go back in the day. In my time, it was Kelly's Furniture on Southern Boulevard upstairs, and they would have parties up there every Friday and Saturday. Monroe Projects. I mean, just all over. It was everywhere you went. Jackson Projects, wherever you went there, every Friday or Saturday in the daytime, in the summertime, in the afternoon, DJ ain't doing nothing. You start a party. Everybody having a jam. We having a jam. We having a party. I loved it. I
Yeah.
wish things would come back to that. I wish we could come back to
Yeah.
that.
Yup. And then hollering somebody from outside to
Right.
come on
Right.
the
We're gonna have a party.
window.
DJ such and such is gonna, all of that. I miss that. All that.
Yes.
Word of mouth. Everything was word of mouth back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yup.
know? Yeah.
Yup.
All right, let's go. Question number 11. How do you balance your various roles as an MC, DJ, actress, and now filmmaker?
Yes. So,
Mm-hmm.
whew, it's a lot. Like the way I sequence everything is by project. So
Okay.
like if I want to work on an EP, I would set like a certain amount of time to just work on the EP.
Right.
Like, boom. And then once I finish my EP, then like if I want to like do like like a short film or something like that, or if like create a story, write a story, like I would set time aside,
Mm-hmm.
and create my story. So like what I like to do things one at a time
Okay.
because like I like to have my mind clear and focused on this one thing that I'm focusing on so I could put all my energy into it.
Okay.
So yeah, so like I'll set a time, so a couple months for music. Then if I want to do a film, I set aside a couple months for that. And then like with acting, I would put that into the film because like I be acting in my own stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yep, that's how I do
Yeah. Me? No. I can't do one thing at a time. I got to do 5 things at the same time. I got to do this for 5 minutes, this for 2 minutes. It's the ADHD is crazy in my life. But I get it. I wrote a script that it got 3 nominations in the Independent Movie Film Festival. The script never got to finish the script because some other stuff happened, and I did a little acting. I did all of that, but my heart right now is right here doing this, interviewing people like you, letting people know about people like you, women like you, female MCs and female. Yeah, we got it going on.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, number 12. Who are some of your biggest influences in hip hop, and how have they shaped your perspective as an artist? I already know one of them. I think I do.
So I would say some of my biggest influences.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say Tupac.
Yes.
I have to say Nas.
Yes.
I have to say Lauryn Hill.
Yes.
I have to say Rakim.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Definitely like everyone Wu-Tang.
Right.
Mobb Deep.
You are so old school. So old school. That's why your music sounds the way it does.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
You got
And
that
like
real old body, that old soul. You have an old soul. Let me
yes.
see. I think I might have one more. If you
Mhm.
mind, would you mind me playing a little bit
That's
of that one
fine.
for
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
We're gonna play. I think it's this one. I don't know which one. I think that was the other one. I'll let you hear that.
Yeah. Tell me what you see when you look at me. Tell me what you see when you look at me. Tell me what you see when you look at me. Tell me.
You know who you sounded like just now? What's the name of that group? They're, oh my God. They made a song called Brown. Oh my God, I can't remember the name of the group. But you sounded just like one of them ladies. I can't remember the name of the group right at this point at this moment. But yeah, you got that smooth 90s, you know. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I actually that video was when I performed in France.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
What was I know the response was overwhelming, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely like everyone went crazy. And then like a lot of people was like posting in their stories, tagging
Mm-hmm.
me. Like it was definitely like I got a lot of good feedback from that. And I'm so excited to go back. I don't know when I'm gonna go back, but
Mm.
I wanna go back soon
Wow. So
because
when you went, did you make the connections before you went, or did you go
Mhm.
out there and you was like, okay, hello, I want to do this. Are you available? Can I do this? How did that go? How did that go down? Hmm.
So yeah, so I have some friends that actually live in France,
Okay.
and there's this rap group called Daw Jones, and I actually did a song with them like
Mm-hmm.
a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was like, I want to go to France. Like I want to go all over Europe. I want to go to different countries. So I chose France because as one of the places because I knew that I had people out there. So I was like,
Right.
yo, like I'm going out there. Of course, I let them know in advance. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, I'm going out there and I wanna work. Like I wanna, see if you could book me to the show. And it got set up. And yeah, it
So
got
they set up the whole tour they set up your whole
just
tour?
just the performance in France.
Okay.
Is
How
what they
did you
said.
get the others? How did you get the other ones?
So the other countries was
Mm-hmm.
like music videos, doing freestyles, like
Okay, I got it.
street performance.
Okay.
Yep.
Shit, that's more than I could say I've done because yeah. House Greece is beautiful, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, it was freaking like I want to go back. I want to go back. Like the weather in Greece, I loved
Mhm.
it. Like it was
Yeah.
like 60 degrees in Santorini. Like
Wow.
yeah, it was nice and warm. I didn't need no like coat. The air was nice. Like the water was so fresh. Like
Mm-hmm.
seeing the water, like seeing the other islands, like
Mm.
it was just different. I was just
No
like,
racism,
right.
no, they stand offish to black folks and all because they love us everywhere but here.
Mm-hmm. So
Mm,
true.
they love us everywhere but here. But
Mm-hmm.
that's another story, girl. Number 13. What challenges have you faced as a woman in the hip hop industry and how have you overcome them?
Whew. So yeah, I've definitely have experienced some interesting encounters, especially when I was younger. I was always the youngest person in a crowd, coming up. And, like I've had different people that, want to work with me. And
Right.
then come to find out, like, they wasn't trying to work, they was just trying to sleep with me.
Mm,
And
mm,
you know, I can't even count how many times like guys try to do that to me. And and it kind of made me like it was discouraging at one point. It was just
right.
like like I'm just trying to get a record deal and these guys is trying to sleep. Like, it's just like I can't really get the help that I need because
Right.
they looking for something in return. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
inspired me to get my own stuff
Right.
because I got tired. I got so tired of men trying to take advantage of me.
That's so
And
unfortunate.
yeah, so it was just like once I learned how to do things myself, it was just like I
It
felt
goes
so
back to that. That's right. Yeah, it goes
mm-hmm,
back to that. Like we got to learn how to do what we have to do because
mm-hmm,
waiting for other people or there's always so what am I going to get out there?
yeah,
Or insinuating without insinuating, without saying it. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um this shit happened. Oh, my friend Joe Soul, he said, who was your favorite music producer? Who's your favorite music producer?
Okay, so I have a list. I definitely love Jay Dilla.
Mm-hmm. Me
Um,
too.
yup, Ninth Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Madlib.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who else? I definitely love High Tech. Hit Boy. No ID. Static Selecta.
Mm-hmm.
Havoc.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, like yeah, it's yeah. That's the few. So
That's
Pete
so
Rock,
dope.
can't forget about Pete Rock. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Those are my favorite producers.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, she is from my friend is saying my friend Joe Soul is saying she's from our tribe. I'm like, yeah, her spirit is from our tribe. Cause forget about it. Yeah. She know more about music than I do. And we're older than her. Yep. I want to tell everybody hi. I'm here interviewing this real dope MC LC the poet. I call her LC the MC poet because that's what she is to me anyway. So, all right. So now we're gonna go to question 14. Can you share any upcoming projects or collaborations that you are particularly excited about?
Yes. So I'm working on a small EP
Mm,
from my tour.
okay.
And I did like 5 songs, and I did a video for like I would say like I did 3 videos for 3 of the songs from the
Mm-hmm.
EP that I
Mm-hmm.
filmed overseas. So I don't have a name for the EP yet, but I do
Okay.
have like the names of the songs,
Okay.
and I kind of like the EP has music that is like motivational. It's some love. It's like a couple love songs, but like the rest is more like motivational. Um, Inspirational, because my last project was all love songs. Like
Right.
I went through a heartbreak, and the heartbreak was so bad that I ended up doing an EP
Mm.
telling my story of the how the relationship started to how it ended to me moving on.
Wow.
So yeah, now this EP is like, I'm here doing what I love to do, and I'm like, I want to motivate others to, do what they want to do too.
Wow. That's nice.
Mhm.
We definitely got
Yeah.
to talk after this. Definitely. I didn't know you was doing all this. I love it. I'm telling you. Let me see what he say. He said Leroy Twist and Words. He's from Philly. I'm not Philly. He's from I think he's from DC or Detroit, one of those. I'm sorry, Twist.
Oh,
He
I know.
said
I know Twisty from Philly. Twist
yeah,
and Flavor,
Philly.
right?
Right, yeah. Twist and words,
Yeah.
yeah. He says there's nothing wrong with love and heartbreak. I know, we've all been there. Yeah. Cause a lot of my poetry are bits and pieces of things that I've been through. I've embellished on a lot of it is embellished because I'm an erotic poet. Everything is embellished, but some of it is, yeah, it's a little bit of stuff that's truth in some of that, right?
Hmm.
You don't do erotic poetry. That's not your thing.
Not really. I mean, like, uh,
Maybe love.
yeah, love, like, yeah, like I did a song about making love, but that was the most.
That was as deep as it went, huh?
Yeah.
I go a little deeper than that. You've heard some
Yeah.
of my stuff. I go a little deeper than that, but
I I actually might experiment and do something like that,
well,
like
if
an
you want some
erotic
help, I'll
song.
help you write something. We could write
Yes,
something.
I'm gonna
I'll
need
help
your
you write
help
something.
because,
I'll help
like,
you. We could write something.
yes, I'm definitely gonna need your help.
I remember when I did my first erotic poem. It had to be the first year, which was in 2010 or 11, when I started Microphone Fiends, my open mic.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this one erotic poem. It didn't start out erotic, but it ended up erotic. So I started I started reading it, and this guy, he came and sat on the floor and was hugging my leg. And then I kept reading the poem, and my face got red, and my ears got red, and I was like, no, I can't finish this. And he was like, no, finish the poem. You gotta finish it. And I was like, oh, I was like, I can't. It was like, no, finish it, finish it. And it was finish, finish, finish. So I finished it, and once I finished, I was like, oh shit, I think I like this. I think I like this. Yeah. And that was the start of my erotic journey. It's like, because it's unfortunate that a lot of us women, we are so because of, if we say the wrong thing, we're labeled this way. If we do the wrong thing, we're labeled that way. You know what I'm saying? So I say what women want to say, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah. Cause
And I
I
don't care who don't
yeah.
like it. I
Right.
say what I want to say. You've heard me spit. I say what I
Yeah.
feel like saying, and just that's
Yup.
what it is. Use it, imagine it, or take a walk. One or the other. Yeah. Number 15. How do you stay connected with the youth in your community, and why is that important to you?
Yes. So I spent a lot of years doing after school work. I'm not doing it right now, this moment, but I've done after school work for like 9 years,
Okay.
where I was an after school teacher for different elementary schools and middle schools,
Mm-hmm.
and teaching hip hop history, how
Okay.
to rap, how to use hip hop as a tool to express yourself in a positive way, and how to keep yourself motivated through
Right.
music.
That's
Yeah.
dope. I'm
Mm-hmm. So,
starting my cousin works for the city. I forgot what he does. I know he works for like the health department or something. And they want him to, his boss is looking for looking to start some kind of poetry, something. So he contacted me, said, look, would you be willing to do a poetry, like, what's it called? Let me see what he said it was. What's it called? Like oh my God, it's called the I can't think of what it is. But he said to do like ay Dios mío, I can't think of it right now. What is that? I'm looking for it right now. A poetry session to teach people poetry, how to
like
write poetry,
workshops.
like a workshop. Thank you. I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
get it out. I couldn't get it. And he asked me, did I want to do a workshop? I was like, I never did a workshop before, but I did a little research, and I'm like, yeah, I think I could do it. But if when he does get back to me, I'll let you know. Maybe you and I could do it together. I could spit the poetry, not erotic, because I don't, we gotta do regular stuff, and you could do the hip hop, and we could
Yeah.
have some kind of. I'm gonna hit you up for that. Maybe we could do that together. That'd be a nice project for
Yeah.
both of us.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, absolutely. Ow. Mona and Elsie. All right, we're gonna start our own little
Yeah.
program. We're gonna start a program over here.
Yes.
Gotta take it to the youth. It's about the youth.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yep.
all about the up and coming, for those that
Mm-hmm.
want to learn and those that are afraid to speak. And I've some that have so much to say they don't know how to say it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or they're
Right.
afraid of the reaction or whatever. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So this
Yep.
would be a good project for both of us to do.
Yes.
I'm
That'd
gonna
be
definitely keep you in mind for that. Okay, and
yes.
so the final question: what
Mm-hmm.
advice do you have for aspiring artists who want to make a positive impact through their creativity?
Yes. So
Mm-hmm.
never give up. That's really something real. Like when I used to hear people say, "Oh, never give up, never give up." Like I used to not really like take that seriously, but I know the difference between never giving up and giving up, because
Right.
there was a time where I took a break from everything and I was just like, "You know what? Screw everything. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
going to like just do
That was
something
when you
else.
was having that rough period, I think.
Yeah, I had a
Mm-hmm.
rough period,
Mm-hmm.
and I just didn't want to be social. I just was
Right.
like, ah, screw everything. And when I got back to doing what I love, like it, it was just different because when I wasn't doing anything, there was no improvement in my life. There was no
Okay.
kind of growth. There
Right.
was no nothing. It was just like it kind of felt like I was frozen in time, but time
Mm-hmm.
kept going on like
Right.
without me, and I was just
Right.
like, yeah. So like, but when I started doing what I love to do again, it's like I started getting opportunities. I started like just things just started happening and just like falling on my lap just from like putting myself out there, and it was kind of like law of attraction, and it was just like I felt the difference because I'm like, well, if I wasn't doing anything, none of the stuff that happened would have happened. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like I can imagine how things would have been now if I didn't take that break that I took. Like what kind of things could have happened. I probably missed out on some opportunities when I
No.
was, you know.
No. Everything happens the way it's supposed to.
Mhm. Yeah.
You got to look at it like that. Everything happens the
Mhm.
way it's supposed to happen because you might have been doing it then and you wouldn't be where you're at today.
That's true.
You
Mhm.
needed more experience. You needed more life experience so you could start doing what you're doing right now.
Yes. So like I was like, yeah, like never give up. That's the
Mm-hmm.
real thing. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one advice that I would give to people. Never give up. And when no one else believes in you, always believe in yourself.
Right. That's right. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. Because if
Yep.
the one person that believed in me was my mom, when
Oh.
she was alive, yeah. So, whatever she said, whatever you doing, because she would say things like, well, why don't you ever invite me to any of your poetry events? I'm like, no, mother, because I am the child in your house, and you will never hear me spit poetry because I do the erotic poetry, and you are my mother. I am your daughter, and we will not have that conversation. And she would laugh at me like she does. She's never heard any of my poetry. She's heard some of my other stuff, but she never heard any of my erotic poetry. She's never read any of my books, because my books are erotic books and stuff. No, ma, go get out of here with that. No. I'd be like, no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So your parent, is your mom still alive? No,
Yes.
yes, yes.
But
Does she, you know, how does she feel
um
about you and what you're doing and the poetry and all that stuff in your pops?
so me and both my parents, we have a very interesting relationship.
Okay.
My mother, like, it took her a long time to realize that how serious I am about
Mm,
the things that I do. Because I am her youngest child,
okay.
I was always the one that was never taken serious. And
Mm.
that put a battery in my back. That just always made me go harder.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother had me up there in age. She had me at 44.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
not
like
that old, okay?
and
She's
like
44.
yeah, I didn't get the butt whoopings, so
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
happy about that.
What about your dad?
So my father, uh, he was
Rolling
like,
Stone?
hmm,
Rolling Stone? No.
he was like strictly religious. Well, he's still,
Gotcha.
yeah, he kind of, I don't, he's not strictly religious now. I think,
Mm.
I don't know, but back then he was, and he was against everything I wanted to do, like everything. Yeah, like when I first was rapping, like he would say things like, "Oh, I'm gonna sell drugs and I'm gonna shoot people and all kinds of things." Yeah, and I'm just like looking at him like, "What?" Like I didn't understand some of the things he was talking about because I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like I didn't know what a drug dealer was when I was like 13. Like I didn't know what drugs was, so.
Wow.
Like I'm
Wow.
looking at him like, what are you talking about?
Right. Right, right. Wow.
Yeah. So like,
So
you
what
know,
about now? How do they feel now that you're moving around, you're going around across the world and you're doing all this? So how do they feel now about it?
um, my father,
He
Mm.
still says you're going to hell.
My father doesn't really know
Hmm.
much like about what I'm doing. Like he knows I do film, but
Okay.
like he doesn't know about anything else because like I'm not really close with him.
Okay.
But like he never like expressed how he felt about me doing film. He
I
was just like,
got you.
"Oh, okay, you going to Hollywood? Okay." Like, okay.
Okay. Mm.
Yeah.
And your
And then
mom?
my mom, she also wasn't really expressive about um the things that I'm doing, but
Mm.
the way she behaves towards me, like, she takes what I say more serious now because like she's seen me do so much. Like I was
Right.
26 when I bought my first house and
Mm-hmm.
like she didn't think before I bought my house, she didn't think I was capable of like saving money and doing
Wow.
ABC. Like she didn't really have faith in me in a lot of things. So like
Mm.
when she seen that I was like doing stuff and when she seen that I was traveling, she's like, "Oh, she's serious about what she does." Like, "Oh, okay." So now
Wow.
when I tell her I'm gonna go do this, she's not like, "Oh, how you gonna do it?" Like she's not doing that no more.
Right.
So
Wow.
yeah.
Dang, you are so dope, man. Oh my God. I'm
Thank you.
telling you, you are. You are amazing. So now let
Thank-
me ask you this. Can you tell the people where they can find you? What are you doing next? And then I want you to spit something.
Okay. Yeah. So you can find me Instagram LC the poet. Um Facebook, same thing. And Spotify, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Apple Music, same thing. And then like, like if I'm Googleable,
Yeah.
so like you can Google my name, Elsie the Poet, and everything will pop up.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's where you can find me on social media.
Right. What are you
Yes.
doing now? What are you doing? What's on the agenda? What have you done lately? What are you doing now? What are you going to be doing in the next few months or whatever? Mm-hmm.
So, since I went to my tour in January, I just got back like 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like 3 weeks, and I'm working on my EP.
Mm-hmm.
And once I put out the EP, I want to say like I want to put out the EP in like about maybe like 2.5 months.
Okay.
And when I put out the EP, I'm gonna drop some videos from
Okay.
the tour. And I'm also like gonna be dropping freestyle videos that I did for every country. Um, and I'm gonna do that like after I drop the EP.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and also after I do all of that, then I'm gonna like start writing a script for a short film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, that's dope. Yeah, we definitely got to do something together. If you need me to
Yeah.
help you, if you need me to hold the camera, I'll help you. I don't have a problem doing that. Yeah, that's gonna be nice. That's nice. Now I need to hear something. The masses want to hear something.
Yeah.
Joso said he locked in your information because he does a lot of music too. He has a
Nice.
very eclectic sound.
Hmm.
I have a lot of his stuff in a folder, so I'm sure he wouldn't mind if you want to use some of it. I'll give it to you. You could, but he's dope. He's really dope. He has a very broad mind when it comes to the music too. He's real dope. Yeah,
Nice.
he's
Nice.
dope. He's dope. He's real dope. So, all right, let me hear something. Let's hear something.
Yes, yes. So this 16 right here goes like this. Why the government lies about the wars in Iraq? They know they want us gone. That's why they sending us crack. They probably find the other things so they can rule the earth and preventing the black woman from giving children birth. Slavery's alive. They just races on the low. They feeding us poison so we don't have to grow. We die one by one. It's like survival of the fittest. There's nothing we could do because politicians never listen. We need to get support because we live in poverty. People getting more living expensive properties. We thirsty for the help and we tired of the struggle. I know you hear me loud and clear. Don't ever say I mumble. They treat us like dogs. We stuck up on a leash, muzzles on our mouths. They don't want to hear us speak. They talk about amendments, but they break them every day. They lurk behind dollar signs and bite us like a snake.
Ooh, girl. I wish I could spit like that. I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. Let me hear. Let me see what he said. Did he say something else? I love you too, Joe. So yeah, thank you, Mama. I really appreciate you coming. We all appreciate you. I'm looking forward to your next EP. I will blast it all over the place for you. We definitely gonna hook up and talk about some music or maybe some videos or whatever. I just really want to thank you for being on the show tonight. I really, really
Oh,
appreciate you. I really
thank
do.
you for having
You are
me.
so welcome, lady. So we'll talk. I'm gonna hang up here with you, and I'll give you a holler, and we'll chit chat a little more about a few other things. And yeah. So thank you for being on the show, and we'll
Thank you.
talk soon, Mama.
Yes.
All right, now you have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
All right, baby.
All right.
Hey, y'all. So yep, that's the show. Elsie the poet. That is my girl, man. She is just so dope, man. I mean, she 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 inspires me to do more. Great. I really want to thank everybody for coming out to for listening in, and the comments are always welcome. You could hear it on if you want to listen to it again, you can go on YouTube because I think it'll be back on later on tonight or tomorrow. It'll be up on YouTube, Uptown with Mona. So again, March 25th at Comedy in Harlem on 147th Street and St. Nicholas Avenue. They open at 7. Showtime is at 8. The name of that show is called Tease Me Tuesday. I'm a part of that show. It is an all erotic poetry show. We have poetry. We have erotic poetry. We have maybe a few erotic comics. We have erotic we have just a lot of stuff, it's fun, erotic games, all kinds of stuff, and that's on March the 25th. If you want tickets, you can hit me up for the tickets. If you want to if you want to get a ticket or buy 2 tickets or pass the information on to your peoples, it's a great show. It's a really good show. You got to experience you got to experience you got to experience it. I mean, and I can't say it enough. You got to experience at least one time an erotic open mic called erotic poetry show called Tease Me Tuesday. So again, thank you so much, y'all. I appreciate you, and I'll see y'all next week, honey. We will talk again soon. Peace and hair grease, y'all. Have a good night.